I won't lose!
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another entry in the Analyzing and Reacting to Roy's series. Now, it's been a little bit since I've done a last one, and I know I'd kind of said I was done with these types of videos, but I've been seeing some clips of this guy floating around Twitter, and his style has really piqued my interest. So I have seen a few of his older sets, but he probably has made a lot of player improvements since then. So I'm really excited because he has a very crafty and interesting playstyle, and he is going to be fighting a character and player that has a lot of experience against really good Roys, that being Omega with Cola. And I believe Zozef is one of the best players in the entirety of Saudi Arabia. Not sure exactly what his rank is, but he's definitely up there. Been kind of seeing his name floating around lately. Okay, so pretty even start. Typical Joker matchup. Okay, nice whistle gun there from Omega. No, he's one of the best Jokers at utilizing the whistle to shield stuff. And yeah, Zozef's playing this pretty characteristically of the matchup so far. Nothing too out of the ordinary. And he's going to be fighting that jab back air. I'm liking the overshoots. Really good in the Joker matchup. Let's see how Omega uses his experience though. Big damage though. We're going to extend this lead quite a bit on the second stock. And still base Joker going to mean that the kills will be pretty limited to mostly just edge guards and fair one stuff. Yeah, and able to get down again. Really a good disadvantage play from Zozef. Knowing that that's going to be safe on shield, going to get that spot dodge. And catching no jump here. Ledge trap. Okay, going to kind of respect it, but understandable because our Sen is online. Alright, that can be a bad trade. Gonna live though. Makes it back. And Zozef another chance to maybe even take this next stock early. He's doing a really good job living. Yeah, this is so dangerous for Omega. Up air, gonna be even more damage F tilt, and the offstage situation, and gonna find that forwarder. Game 1, handedly in Zozef's favor at the moment. And yeah, Omega find these straight hits, but just not able to find the kill. And every chance that you're missing on these kills is another chance for Zozef to extend his lead even more. And gonna find the kill with the down throw. That is not really the kill option you want to be finding. Really liking the survivability from Zozef. But that's going to be called into question with our Sen though. Another foot slide to shield, going to be big damage. Yep, down throw back here. And with the ledge trap. Good air dodge. I like that a lot. And you know what? As much as Zozef likes to be crafty, there are some matchups where you just have to keep it simple. And I like the way he's playing this so far. Because any overextensions will be punished pretty hard by Joker. So he might not really have too much of a chance to show off sort of his like what makes him notable in my opinion, which is just his usage of movement of the beer versus. But yeah, so far just really clean classic Roy gameplay. Yeah, Omega's starting to find his way back though. I feel like he's just getting these approaches down. The disadvantage options are being called out. And yeah, this is almost 70 damage already. And this could go either way with our Sen about to be online. Yep, now it is. But that might be it? No, okay. That would have been a good kill snipe there from Zozef, but now has to face this Arsene, which is gonna be very scary. Doing some wave bounces. I know he likes that a lot. It's always really entertaining to watch because he just keeps his movement really ambiguous. Oh, yeah, that's it. Wow, pop off from Zozef. You know what? Deserved though. That would have been quite a momentum killer on that game 1. So fair enough. It was a really good up air there. Recognizing Omega would be aggressive off ledge. Stage counter pick. Gonna run it back. Okay. Running it back to PS2. I like it. Pretty even stage. Alright, what will the adaptations be here in game 2 for Omega? Started to find his footing late into that first game. See if he's able to continue it into the second one. Now, I know who wins this set. And spoiler, it's Zozef. But I do know that Omega will not let it be done easy. And with ample Cola experience for the matchup, and presumably Mugen as well, I'm not sure how much they've fought, but I'd imagine that they've fought a lot considering that they're both from Georgia. Ooh, I like that parry, but I think he misinputted something after, because that should have just been grab or jab. Okay, there's going to be a good conversion, and this is looking pretty bad here. You hate to see this position where you're down and he has Arsene. But that almost gonna be an early kill. Great DI out from Omega, just expecting that. Wow, that roar was so good. He would have had just hold it a little bit more. But either way, that's just going to be the comeback. And now this game's been brought to even. I love that down air into back air there, especially. That was really nice. If you would have, yeah, like I was saying, if you would have held the roar a little bit longer with the drift, could have made it sweet spot. But gonna get the kill anyway right after. And that could have been really bad considering that Arsene was active that entire time. Nice, good catch. And corner pressure time. Kind of letting him out, but not gonna be reversaled. It might get kind of slithering his way out, but if Zozef's a little bit more accurate next time, then could be a whole different story. So like I was playing very anti-reversal. Joker will be kind of fishing for those reversals in those positions that he's very uncomfortable in. Our down tilt looks for the rollout, doesn't find it, but that's fair. I like how he's confident enough to hard cover one option. Alright, this time gonna be neutral tech. Okay, Omega playing the tech game pretty well. Zozef will have to find the adaptations, but he's able to find a lot of down tilts, so eventually he'll guess right. Oh, good DI out. Okay, tries to call it the jump. I like it. Playing very evasive right now. Exactly what you should be doing against Joker. You don't want to be giving him those free approaches, because Joker will build up a lot of damage and always predictable. So I feel like he's kind of playing gun pretty well. Utilizing a little bit of those wave dashes and side movement, but just really playing solid. Curious to see if he'll implement even more of that later on, but this might not be exactly the best matchup for that. But at the moment, I'm really just liking his usage of down tilts. I think that's really good. He's calling out a lot of these jumps with back air. Not afraid to do the buffered back airs, just to call it the options rather than always landing, which is going to make parrying and just counterplaying it a little bit more tricky. That was a really good up B. Okay, wasn't ready to tech that though. That was a great backer from Omega. It's really good awareness, but I'm liking the recovery there from Zozef. He's just very hard to pin down, and he uses Roy's options in very atypical ways, which I think is his biggest strength as a player. Is even if you have experience in the Roy matchup, doesn't mean you have experience in the Zozef matchup. And I love the passion, man. I love it. Zozef popping off again, kind of, you know, it is genuine, but you got to be thinking Omega just, you know, seeing the passion, maybe feeling a little bit outmatched just in terms of charisma. As funny as it may sound. Could be affecting maybe his confidence, but I mean, he is a professional player, so take that with a grain of salt. I mean, probably has a very strong mental. Oh, he's getting so much mileage off of buffered aerials. It's really interesting. Curious to see how Omega is going to counterplay that. Probably not too used to it. Cola being a little bit less... he's very aggressive, but he's not as aggressive in that sense, where he'll usually find safer, calculated aggression. I mean, right now, Zozef is just YOLOing a lot of these jump reads, and most of them are hitting. So he's just very good at tracking down those jumps. And look at Omega, he's doing all these dangerous jumps. I think Zozef's just dominating the ground game with these down tilts. It's making Omega want to jump a lot. You saw just there, he just did double jump in a very dangerous position, just feeling very suffocated. But that, okay, not gonna be the kill. Kind of gonna drop the confirm, unfortunately, there from Omega. Ooh, that's dangerous. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I think that was a bit of bad DI, but kind of getting a little bit mixed up there with the air dodge into the F tilt. Zozef feels like he's just one step ahead this entire time. I don't even know if he's been down at all, other than that game too. You know, it's very hard to phase Omega in this matchup, but I feel like he's just all over him right now. Good DI up though, but gonna get the extended advantage state. Back air. Okay, can we get the edge guard? Yeah, okay. Omega not gonna let that one slip once again. And wow. Damn, that was quite the read. Speaking of these early trigger pulls, Zozef, that was just insane F smash. Just the awareness, I'm really liking it right now. Okay, good tempo mix up. Oh, I'm loving that. That's so good. Oh my gosh, that was quite the, wow, this is a lot of early kills. Fighting back. Another great use of the buffered aerials there. Down tilt, gonna be setting up some pressure. Oh, you know, he's missed a bunch of these tech chases, but to be fair, Omega has been mixing up his options very well. Good damage. Wow, that was almost set. Oh, okay, that was very dangerous. Zozef being very difficult to pin down and disadvantage as well. Just, that's one of the things that's hardest to be good at with Roy, is just not being predictable. Because the character can be pretty linear. That's gonna be a good cleanup from Omega, predicting the high recovery. Zozef might have used that one too many times, but it's a difficult situation, so reasonable decision from Zozef. But apart from that, I mean, his disadvantage has been all over the place in a good way. He's just been kind of fooling Omega in a lot of these positions that are normally very Joker favored. So I'm liking how ambiguous he's playing. Alright, gonna be a good frame trap. Omega already with the Arsene. That is one really good thing about this matchup for Joker, is Roy kind of puts on 50 very quick, but that'll give Joker Arsene very quickly, right? So Joker can get off to an early deficit, but then quickly claw it back. And you're seeing just that right now. That was very close to being a counter, but just grab ledge a little bit too late. And tech chase, no, but we're going to continue the pressure. Oh, that was such a nice parry. He actually predicted the late swing, which is really crazy. Just like the foresight. It's very impressive. I feel like if we combined Zozef and Cola, we could have a potential top 10 player in the world. Zozef is just something else with just reading these tempo mix-ups. Instead of just going for, you know, the safe pressure, he'll go for the biggest, like the maximum reward. Nice. Another great swing. He's really consistent at punishing the backers from Mega out of these pressure situations. And once again, good disadvantage play. Gonna be tricky with that air dodge. The dangerous situation though. Gun. Gonna put him down. Double gun. Wow, that's very close. Had just enough space and getting at the reversal out of that. So, very close call there for Zozef. That being a critical stock. And now, as long as he doesn't die early here, it should be pretty much a lock. Yeah, it's a really scary situation for Omega. Our jabbacker gonna kill now. Finds the overshoot, but the drift's just a little bit messed up. They could try to kind of overcomplicate it. But, oh, he preemptively pops off. Okay, it's not over, Zozef. Watch out. Another early up, gonna work out. And this is so scary for Omega. Yeah, so this is one of the clips that I saw. I want to kind of break down this situation. This is like insane, just foresight. I mean, so he does this jump, and yeah, just landing empty line crouches, and look at that spacing. Like, if Roy was standing here, this would have definitely hit. So he just knows that Omega was going to back her out of shields, and then he just does an empty landing, just recognizing that all he could really get for pressure there was just like sour back air. So just Omega's been doing this whole set, just trying to disengage or reversal with the back air, and he just empty land crouches and then just finds the up tilt. That's like a crazy option. So I mean, that was just a really impressive set. Just combining like the classic matchup gameplay with just some of those kind of interesting decision making just to throw Omega off. So I think that's my favorite thing about Zozef, is just kind of his wacky options, but they are calculated and they usually work out in his favor like 90% of the time. So that was actually a really quick set. So I think I'm gonna watch a few games of the Shirayuki set because I wanted to watch that too, but I don't want to keep this video too long, so I'll hop right into that. Okay, so I think I'll go over maybe 1 or 2 games, just because this set was about 15-20 minutes, so might be a little bit long. Don't want to drag it out too much. But Zozef, really entertaining to watch, so honestly, I wouldn't mind either way. Wow, look at that, 10 seconds in already going for a ledge trump, so just setting the pace really early on. Oh my gosh, going for the downer. These options, I mean, you could already, I think if you just showed me a gameplay of Roy, I could tell within 30 seconds if it's Zozef or not. Really interesting and unique playstyle. Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't covered him earlier because he's been making waves for a while, but I think just like the scale of this tournament and the wins has just made it so that, I mean, I have to make a video. I remember watching, he had a set against one of the Canadian Marios, not Braden, at Solar Flare, which is a regional here in Canada, and I remember everyone was just stunned because, you know, we have Smock, we have a bunch of other decent Roys, and good Roys, you know, like Smock being a top 10 Roy in the world, but none of us had seen Roy move like that. So I remember everyone was just really impressed, and he was definitely the story of the tournament for sure. Oh, that was so cool! That was so cool. So the parry jab into the tech chase with jab again on the platform. Oh my gosh, he's moving right now. Up tilt. Okay, getting the nair as well. He's running a train right now in Shirayuki. Back air, 80% unanswered. And rising 93? I'm liking his usage of that double back air setup too, where you run off stage and back air once to get the drift, and then you just try and find the second back air. And even if he's not hitting these, he's just like the most threatening Roy like ever. Feels like even if he's not on point with finding these reads, he's just putting himself in all the right spaces. And again, there he's just catching the double jump. I feel like in all these positions, he's just making it so ambiguous and just so hard to deal with. Oh, that was such a good reaction. Nice. 47. So much damage. I'll say this is one of the best games of Roy I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, double. Okay, looks for the triple. And he calls it the jump too. He's all over him right now. Oh my god. Dude, oh, he got it again. Yo. Dude. Okay, I have to run that back. Yo, what was that? Okay, that was really crazy already. Okay, he finds a double. He looks for the triple. But most players roll out there, but Shirayuki, not trying to get red, doesn't roll out. But Zozef actually tried to go for the 4D chess mix-up and actually cover roll in. And then realizes that he wasn't in time to get the neutral tech, and then just rips a buffered back air again. That being, I guess, just one of his things that he really likes, but he is working like every single time. So he just rips the full hop back air, just reads that full hop. And now once again, going for the back air setup where he swings back air one way and then faces the other way, putting pressure. Shirayuki able to get low, so he just uppies back and gets back to stage. Shirayuki a bit off on the back air, so Zozef going to capitalize with the down tilt. And I mean, if he runs full stage F tilt, the rollout, then he's absolutely dead. So kind of goes for the mix up of doing the option that didn't work last time again, thinking that Zozef would just try and hard read him rolling out. But Zozef one step ahead once again, and gonna find just the exact same setup, which I really like, because if he just goes for, you know, if he waits for the tech, goes for a back air, it's not gonna kill, right? And if he goes for the up smash, it is a read, right? So he goes on the platform, does this jab, and if Shirayuki rolls out, then he's in a position to shield pressure him from the platform, which is really good. So this honestly is a pretty good setup. I've never seen any Roy do it, but I really like this setup. And gonna get it twice in one game. So now Shirayuki's probably gonna be really scared of teching in, and now you're probably gonna see him catching tech out a lot. And I mean, he's making this matchup look so easy right now. It's just all over him. Yeah, gets the read. Even if he didn't get that F smash, he was just tracking the jump. So there's really nothing bad that could have came out of that. And every time Shirayuki full up double jumps away, he's just on that with a full up double jump up air of his own. And yeah, there it is. Okay, so Shirayuki gonna be rolling out. Zozef actually trying to once again 4D chess him and read him rolling in, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, Shirayuki terrified of rolling in now after kind of getting clipped twice that last game. But yeah, Zozef dropping an early stock, unfortunately there it happens. Nice dash mix-ups. That was a crazy, like, who spot dodges there? Like, he just knew that Shirayuki would want to reversal him out of center stage and just reads him grabbing, just spot dodge F tilts. Alright, good. Also, another thing, I'm gonna just pause for a second. Another thing Zozef's really good at too is he'll do a safe move, and then his opponent will try and press a button out of shield defensively. He'll try and do it in retreat, and he realizes that, and he's always ready to punish. So he got that F tilt there, and then on Omega, you were seeing him get those forwarders out of shield whenever Omega would back air him. So he's really not letting them even pick the safe option. So he's making them scared to reversal him, plus he's making them scared to pick the safe option. So now, what do they do besides just sit and shield, and then he just gets mileage off down tilt? So he's really just making it seem like there's no correct option. And you're seeing his opponents feeling very suffocated. I mean, evidently by the way that they're playing, they're kind of giving up these like these reads and these jumps out of these bad positions. And I think it's definitely something that a lot of Roys should be doing more, is just using the rising aerials to threaten those safe escape options. Because, you know, no one wants to get clipped, so players tend to gravitate towards safe options. But Zozef just making those seem unsafe, so now you're left with nothing, and then he just wins. And also on point with the overshoots too, as always. Staple of Roy players. Nice, that was a good route. I like not going for the second nair and opting for the juggle, because we're not really gonna edgeguard Inkling, but you are gonna juggle her. Oh, there it is. That's the Zozef right there. This is like his trademark thing. Okay, so he goes up, and this is a visual cue. Okay, so he's doing the visual cue that he's gonna try and jab, which is gonna catch rollout and neutral tech. There's a specific timing you can do where you run up jab, and it'll catch both. So he gives a visual cue of run up, and some players that are very reaction based, they'll be looking for these visual cues. And now he just does this very quick wave line back, which has very little end lag, and this puts him in a perfect spot to where if Shirayuki rolls in, not only is he getting punished, but he's getting like inner jab, because he'll end up around here, just inside or right pretty much, and then he'll get jabbed, which will make the F smash just really true. But Shirayuki not going to give it up, but Zozef just, he's so tricky with that, and it's such a good setup. Yeah, Zozef's looking really good. That was a good combo for Shirayuki, but when it comes to finding the kill here, Roy definitely going to be favored. All he has to do is just avoid up throw up air. And yeah, Shirayuki just scared, going to roll from ledge. And Zozef taking those two games so quickly, I mean, feels like Shirayuki just hasn't had any time to fight back. Okay, jab side B. Okay, that was lucky. The third hit missed. Shirayuki definitely could have gotten out, but just wasn't expecting that to happen. Okay, that should be it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, kind of just got hit at critical percent 3 different times. Alright, smash full the choice. I like this counter pick for Zozef. You don't have those low ceilings for Inkling, so up air is going to be a little bit less threatening. And Roy on smash full, very good too because of the side blast zones. Not really sure why this was left open by Shirayuki, but maybe he has something that I don't know. Nice double up B, and just continuing with the tracking. Inkling having pretty good movement, but Zozef looking unfazed. Okay, good damage. Good route from Shirayuki, I like it. Nice, catching the full hop. I really like that nair. That actually covered a lot of options. This right here, I mean, I think it was intended to be a shield poke setup, right? Because he had double jab the shield, so it was at about half of the shield health. But this nair covers a lot, because it'll cover spot dodge, because the second hit will hit. It probably covers shields, because it'll probably get a poke. And then it actually did snipe this double jump over, so that's actually a crazy nair. Good parry. Roll out, gonna be punished. That's the kill. Once again, roll out. Shirayuki feeling threatened by the roll-in reads earlier, and Zozef tracking that perfectly. Oh wow. Okay, looking for the air dodge in, not gonna get it. Back air setup once again off stage, and chance to end the set, but Shirayuki correctly DIing up rather. But the damage, this onslaught of just tracking and movement reads is just crazy for Zozef. Just putting that one away with another overshoot. Man, his tracking and just neutral is so absurd. But yeah, I think I'll end it there. So yeah, that was Zozef. Just really cool Roy. I'm really excited to see what he does in the future in terms of results and just tournaments he goes to. I know he's been traveling a little bit more. I mean, he's going all the way to Japan, so basically able to go anywhere at this point seemingly. So really excited for that. And yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.